So this is the only wide-angle lens that you'll need for your Fujifilm camera. Let's get into the video. So I've recently returned from a trip to Ireland and I decided to take this lens with me. It has outperformed itself as it always does, and I really think it shines here. However, stick around as I have used this lens a ton, especially in places like London where I have tested it in low light conditions. So if I haven't made it abundantly clear already, I'm talking about the Viltrox 13mm 1.4. This ultra wide lens is phenomenal and it's the only wide angle lens that I'll use. So before I get into the specs and my experience with this lens, the best part and the thing I kind of want to get out of the way is how affordable it is. The reason I want to get out of the way because money isn't everything. But when you compare it to some of the other Fujifilm wide-angle lenses, this really is a good deal. You're getting so much bang for your buck. The build quality is good. The image quality is fantastic. I mean, I'm going to go through, like I said, all the specs and my experience with this lens. You're really going to get a huge reduction in price if you choose the Viltrox 13mm. But like I said, price isn't everything. And if you are going to spend money on a wide-angle lens, the reasons you should buy this one over some of the Fuji lenses are as followed. Hey City. So I think the thing that most people will talk about when they buy this lens is how good the autofocus is, particularly for video. There doesn't seem to be too much hunting. The motors are silent, so there's not too much noise coming from the lens, if any, and it's reliable. When vlogging with this lens, I rarely have to check my screen to make sure that you know, I'm in focus and it's detecting my face or eye. So the reliability with this lens in terms of autofocus is and has been fantastic. The other thing that I really love, and again other people have mentioned this, is the low light capabilities. When you have a Super 35 sensor, you have less light coming into your Fujifilm camera. So it is invaluable when you get a very low f-stop. And with the Viltrox, like I said, you get 1.4 f-stop. So that's a lot of light that's coming in and it's perfect for shooting at night, especially if you are vlogging. I've took this out and about and have had no problems with noise or any of that. So having the 1.4 f-stop is really, really crucial and is definitely one of the big perks to buying this lens. The build quality of this lens is also fantastic. It's metal plated. It feels also very much like a native lens. Unlike other third-party lenses that I've used with the X-H2S, this one feels like it, you know, was made for this system. I'm not sure what it's like on Sony or Nikon or any of the other systems, but this one feels like it just fits and works. And the size of it is really nice too. It's definitely travel friendly. I've put it in my bag all of the time. It's not like my 18-35 Sigma that sometimes is debatable whether I would take that with me. This always just stays in my bag and it's always good if I need to get that wide angle shot. And I have to talk about the aperture ring too and the focus ring. The focus ring is really smooth. I haven't used it that much because I keep this generally on autofocus and for vlogging, but the aperture ring is very nice. It's not too rigid, but you can definitely tell when you're clicking into each f-stop. So I really like that feature on this lens, and the overall build quality, like I've said, is really quite outstanding for the price point. So as you can tell, I'm really quite fond of this lens. Like I say, they call it an ultra wide, but I guess it's equivalent to about 20mm on the APS-C sensor. Who is this lens for though? And I think the answer is for vloggers and content creators. That's what I use it for. With the autofocus being so good and reliable, I couldn't recommend it enough to people who are creating content on a day-to-day basis. So I'm going to leave you with some more footage, some more photos. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far. I've loved having and using this lens for the last probably 6-7 months now. It really has been such a joy to use, and yeah, keep rocking in the free world and doot. I've got to stop doing that. I am not Nardwar. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.